Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. Time is 11:08 Jersey time. Very windy Jersey time. Alright, well, for all you people out there that think having police officers in schools is a great idea, you might want to pay attention to this story here, because this is a story about a resource officer. He hasn't learned once, he hasn't learned twice. He's pretty... I want to say Captain Dick Johnson is totally in control of his ship and has been steering it down the river to the waterfall. So, anyway... this is reported on March 3rd, 2023. It's on WANE.com. Reads as follows. Ex-Fort Wayne cop violates probation on sex crime convictions. Now, I was reading over the story a little bit. I wonder if I actually covered this story or not. I'm going to have to do some investigating there. So anyway, here's the story right here. As always, we'll put the link in the description. You can go read the whole thing yourself, or you could just ignore me and not listen to my my meandering and wandering and bloviating. You could just bypass and go right to the link, or you can just sit here and listen to me and hear what I have to say. And for those who are going to stay here, thank you. Fort Wayne, Indiana. A former Fort Wayne police officer is going back to prison for violating his probation on convictions of child solicitation and possession of child pornography, according to Allen Superior Court records. Andrew J. Beck learned his fate Friday at the end of a revocation of probation hearing. An Allen Superior Court judge sentenced the 50-year-old Beck to 2 years in prison, ruling that he had violated his probation after he was found in possession of obscene matter by his probation officer back on January 11th, according to the court documents. You know, this guy, how many times have I said this, people? I mean, I'm not trying to facilitate these child pornographers, but you gotta ask this. If you're gonna have this kind of stuff laying around, that's the key word right there. You're gonna have this kind of stuff. You can't have it laying around. I mean, that's what's gonna hang you. Why don't you? I just get it. They're stupid people. They really are just plain stupid people. And you'd think being a cop, he might have had a little more sense in his head about having evidence laying around. What, your probation officer came over and said, let me look at your phone, let me look at your computer? Why would you have that stuff on there? It just, you know, they got to put that charge of stupidness. I keep saying that all the time. They got to put a charge on the book called stupidness. Okay, he also had pictures of children who were not related to him, which violated another part of his probation, court documents said. Beck served a little more than a year of he served a little more than a year of a 2-year prison sentence previously and was ordered to serve 2 years probation upon his release as part of a plea agreement he made with Allen County prosecutors back in 2021. The case originates from April 2019, which I'll have to go back and look at my video to see if we got something on him, when Beck, who at the time had been an officer with the Fort Wayne Police Department for 13 years, was working as a part-time resource officer at Wayne High School. Court documents at the time stated a student had told another resource officer at the school that Beck was having a relationship with an underage badge bunny. In an affidavit, a student at the school said he sent her pictures of himself, including one where he was standing naked in front of the mirror. See, that's the first problem. Listen, you can't send naked pictures of yourself to people under age 18. You shouldn't be sending naked pictures of yourself to anybody, all right, people? Period. I think we're all guilty of that at some point or in time or another, but, you know, that was a big fad back in, what, the 90s or something, early 2000s. You can't do that stuff anymore. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass, especially if you got a job like you're a cop. So you're going to send your naked pictures to some underage? You might as well just go hang the noose around your neck and jump off the bridge. Pictures of himself, including one where he was standing naked in front of a mirror. the female student sent him nude pictures as well. Okay, so she sent the nude pictures, and that's how he's getting in trouble for underage pornography, because you can't be doing that. But, you know, we're not dealing with rocket scientists here when it comes to people. Some of the people wearing badges, some of them are not too smart, or I should say, maybe Captain Dick Johnson is a little more smarter than the bigger brain, and Captain Dick Johnson knows how to manipulate and get his way. She said Beck sent her messages on Snapchat, which were sexual in nature, and had discussed with the student about having sex with her. The affidavit said Beck was aware that the student was 16 years old at the time. Unbelievable. And parents, fathers out there, you gotta sit down, have a talk with your daughters and your sons. You gotta tell your daughters you can't be doing this shit. Don't be messing around with people older than you, and stay away from cops. And fathers, have a chat with your sons and say, son, don't send naked pictures. You know, you're 18 years old and your girlfriend is 17 or 16. She sent you pictures. You now got child pornography on your phone. So, really got to educate these kids. So let's see. In June 2021, Beck pleaded guilty to felony charges of child solicitation and possession of child pornography. He received his 2-year prison sentence, but was released on August 4th, 2022, according to prison records. That's when Beck's probation period began, with rules and conditions imposed on him. A warrant for his arrest was issued shortly after he was found with obscene materials this past January. Friday, he was given credit for 50 days for time served in Allen County Jail, as his revocation case wound through the legal system. And that's all they say about him. I don't see a picture. We'll see if we can find a picture on him. But once again, you've got another cop, a resource officer in a school, there to keep everybody protected. You know, they're all protectors. So he's there. Oh yeah, he's protecting, all right. He's protecting his sexual urges. That's what he was doing. And he found himself a little underage badge bunny. And he just couldn't resist it. You know, the poison apple. He just could not resist it. And he got in trouble. He went to jail. He only got 2 years, served less than 2 years. Gets out of jail. And he's right back to the same shenanigans again. This is, you know, this is scary, people. It's scary to think that there are people running around out there with a badge and a gun who supposedly are protecting us. They're running around out there and they're going after underage females. They're downloading child porn. They're stalking, luring children online. This is epidemic here in America. But don't hold your breath for law enforcement to say anything, because they're too busy trying to manipulate you into believing that they are wonderful people, because that's what narcissists are. They believe that they are wonderful, they are great. You should be thankful for them. You should be thankful that you're in their presence and that everything you do is for them. That's what narcissists do. So just apply that right to the blue line. The blue line narcissists. I'm going to be doing a video about this. It's going to be a long video, so we're going to be doing. We're going to have. I've researched about narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths, and I saw a very. What's the word? I saw the correlation between the blue line behavior and narcissists. And I think I can make a pretty clear case of how this, what the problem is in law enforcement. And I look forward to doing it and presenting to you people. But this is what happened. We got law enforcement full of narcissists. They don't believe they are the problem. They believe they are the victims. And that's their angle. They're either portraying themselves as victims by putting stories up on the Facebook page about some officer killed 100 years ago, or maybe 30 years ago, and then I remind them how many people have died since that officer died, but they're not going to talk about that, and their little flying monkeys that support them will attack me and tell me I hate cops. But let them say if they want. I don't care, because if they're not talking, that means I'm not doing my job. I'm John Van Dyke for New Jersey Exposed. Let me know what you think about this former hero. He hasn't learned once, and I don't think he's going to learn twice either. Till next time.